What if hanging a family photo got you a $450 fine? What if it led to police threatening to take it down? In Nevada, Margaret Ellis faced an HOA nightmare, but she fought back with family support. Stay tuned for a story of personal memories, injustice, and a heartfelt twist of justice. In the arid suburb of Silver Sands, Nevada, the desert stretched endlessly beyond the streets. The scent of sagebrush lingered in the air. Here, 81-year-old Margaret Ellis had lived for years. She was a retired seamstress who cherished her family. Margaret had bought her $240,000 stucco home in 1993. It was a warm space filled with memories. On the sunny afternoon of February 8, 2028, Margaret hung a framed family photo on her front door. It showed her children and grandchildren smiling brightly. The frame clinked softly as she secured it. The glass reflected the desert sun. The sound of a distant hawk echoed in the sky. Silver Sands was governed by a strict homeowners association. It was led by 63-year-old President Evelyn Carter, a former interior designer. Evelyn enforced rules with a rigid hand. She saw the neighbourhood as a sleek, modern community. No decorations, no personal touches, and certainly no photos that could clutter the exterior. The HOA bylaws were strict. No unapproved exterior decorations, they stated, a $450 fine per violation. Evelyn applied this rule without mercy. She believed homes should look uniform. That afternoon she drove through the neighbourhood in her SUV. The air conditioning hummed softly. She spotted Margaret's photo on her door. It was a clear violation. In her eyes. Evelyn's lips tightened. She adjusted her sunglasses. "A photo on the door," she muttered. "That's a fine. It's coming down today." She pulled out her phone. Her fingers dialed the local police. The call connected with a faint beep. At 3 p.m, Margaret dusted the frame with a cloth. The glass gleamed under her touch. The photo brought her joy every time she saw it. Suddenly, the sharp wail of police sirens broke the afternoon calm. Margaret turned. Her slippers shuffled on the porch. A police cruiser pulled up to her house. Its tires kicked up dust. Red and blue lights flashed in the sunlight. 2 officers stepped out. Their boots crunched on the gravel. The lead officer, 38-year-old Kevin Holt, approached Margaret. "Ma'am, we've had a complaint about an unapproved decoration," Officer Holt said. His voice was firm. It cut through the cry of the hawk. Margaret's brow furrowed. She adjusted. Her glasses. "A complaint? This is my family photo. It's on my door," she said. Her voice was soft but steady. Her words carried through the dry air. Evelyn had followed in her SUV. She stepped out with a stern expression. She held a fine notice in her hand. Her scarf fluttered in the breeze. "Your photo violates HOA rules. It's not allowed," she declared. Her tone was sharp. "That's a $450 fine, and we're removing it." Margaret's eyes widened. She clutched the frame protectively. "This is my family. It's my home," she countered. Her words overlapped with the sound of Evelyn tearing the fine notice from her pad. The paper ripped with a harsh sound. Officer Holt wasn't moved. He was known in Silver Sands for enforcing HOA complaints. "If you don't comply, I'll have to take further action," he snapped. His tone was cold. He reached for the photo frame. The glass clinked as he touched it. "We'll remove it now," he said. His voice was firm. Margaret's hands trembled. She felt violated. Margaret watched in disbelief. Her heart ached. The photo was a cherished memory. "You can't take my family away," she said. Her voice trembled with emotion. Officer Holt turned to her. He unhooked his handcuffs from his belt. The metal clinked ominously. "Ma'am, comply or you'll be arrested," he warned. His voice was low. Margaret took a deep breath. She steadied herself against the door. Her voice grew stronger. "I won't let you erase my memories," she said. Her tone was resolute. She reached into her pocket. The rustle of fabric broke the tense silence. She pulled out her phone. "I'm calling my grandson. He's a lawyer. she said. Her voice carried determination. The phone rang twice. Her grandson answered. Officer Holt paused. He stepped back from the frame. The glass stayed untouched. Evelyn's eyes widened. Her fine notice trembled in her hand. The paper crinkled as her confidence wavered. A lawyer? She muttered. Her voice was uneasy. She realised this might not be simple. Holt spoke into his radio. The static crackled with his message. Dispatch. We may have a situation. Stand by, he said. His voice was cautious. Neighbours began to gather. They stood at the edge of their yards. Their murmurs grew louder. They watched the scene unfold. The sagebrush swayed in the breeze. Some nodded, in support of Margaret. They loved her warm presence in the neighbourhood. Margaret explained the situation to her grandson. Her voice was steady on the phone. They're trying to take my family photo, she said. It means the world to me. Her grandson promised to help. He advised Margaret to stay calm. Margaret ended the call. She turned to Holt and Evelyn. You'll hear from my grandson, she said. Her tone was firm. Holt nodded. His face showed uncertainty. We'll wait for further instructions, he said. His voice was softer. He and his partner stepped back. The photo remained on the door. Evelyn tried to argue. Her voice was shaky. The bylaws still apply, she said. Her tone was desperate. The paper crinkled louder as she turned to leave. The next day, Margaret's grandson filed a lawsuit against the HOA. He was a sharp lawyer with a passion for justice. The rustle of legal documents filled his office. The lawsuit gained attention in Silver Sands. Neighbours rallied behind Margaret. They shared stories of the HOA's overreach. The trial took place in a local courthouse. Residents packed the gallery. Their footsteps echoed on the floor. Margaret's grandson presented the case. The HOA's rule is unjust, he argued. His voice was steady. It violates personal rights. The rustle of exhibits was loud as he handed them to the judge. Evelyn. And the HOA board struggled to defend their actions. Their lawyer's voice was shaky. He tried to justify the fine. The tension in the courtroom was thick. The judge delivered a swift verdict. His gavel slammed down with a resounding thud. The sound echoed through the room. The HOA's actions were baseless, he declared. His voice boomed. The HOA was ordered to pay Margaret $6,000 in damages. The verdict was a clear win. It left Evelyn visibly shaken. Her fine notice was now a worthless piece of paper. The residents of Silver Sands cheered. Their applause filled the courthouse. It was a celebration of Margaret's victory. They thanked her for standing up. In the aftermath, the HOA rescinded its decoration ban. Evelyn stepped down in disgrace. Her resignation was announced at the next meeting. A new president took over. The community's freedom was restored. Residents could now display personal items without fear. Margaret kept the photo on her door. The frame clinked softly as she dusted it. The smiling faces of her family shone brightly. Silver Sands became a symbol of personal freedom. Margaret stood on her porch. She smiled at the photo of her loved ones. A sense of justice warmed her in the Nevada sun. And so, a family photo became a battle for justice in Silver Sands, Nevada. Margaret Ellis turned the tables on an overzealous HOA. How would you fight for personal memories? What do you think? Should HOAs ban family keepsakes? Share your thoughts. Join us next time for another tale of justice. Until then, keep standing up for what's right. Thank you for listening.